So without further ado, Gennie, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us.
Thank
I'm so
you.
glad you were able to accept our invitation.
Thank you for inviting
So
me.
first of all, tell us a little bit about what's been going on since you were last featured on the program, and then we can get into Sisters in the Circle.
Oh my gosh, it's been so much. Sisters in the Circle is now, well, we have an initiative which is educating our young black children, or young children actually, on the west side of Wilmington. And we entered it was a charity event where people from the community had projects that they would come and they solicited or submitted to people in the community, and it was called Wilmington Stir. And it was our first time entering anything in that, such as that, and we tied for first place. Mm-hmm. So we won funding for a program that we are running called Westside Winners. And Westside Winners is taking 20 children from the west side of Wilmington, of course, and we're taking them on trips outside of the city because most of the children there, and I've been over on the west side for quite some time, never leave the west side except for, going to school. Mm-hmm. So all they see are the same things, the same people, and the same environment. Right. So we're taking them out of the city, and we're giving them a journal, a disposable camera, and a pen. So, example, horseback riding. After you experience your horseback riding, we're going to give you your camera, your journal, your pen. We let you go about your way, and you stop, drop, and write after you capture your image. So they'll capture 4 images per trip, and then at the end of the process, we're going to take 12 pictures, and we're going to turn it into a calendar. So after that, we're going to sell the calendar. Prayerfully, we'll get enough proceeds so we can turn it into a book. So we've in one shot taken children from the ages of 7 to 17, and we've turned them into photojournalists, mm-hmm. You know what I mean, poets, photographers. And so now the guy that stands on the corner isn't as interesting with his
right.
fly sneakers anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm 7 years old and I'm published. So what can you do with that? It's the only thing that we want them to do is to look up from there. And we believe that'll just be the beginning, because I was speaking to one of my friends. There's so many children who are sitting in their rooms with all of this promise on them, and they just want to be heard. So photography to me is a wonderful form of expression, because you have to guess what is going on in the picture. You can see a man picking up a box, but why is he picking up that box? Is he homeless?
Right.
Is he helping someone else who's homeless? You know what I mean? Does he have to get it out of the way? You just don't know. So it leads to all types of interpretation. And we're starting an initiative that's going to start in the summer, where we're taking children and we're doing reading time with them. And we're doing it with sages. So the sage of the community. We have a couple of women who've already signed up who are so excited about it, and that'll be happening at the Woodlawn Library. Yeah, just small little things, but.
So you were saying about turning a 7-year-old into a photojournalist, and
Mm-hmm.
what can you show me unpublished? That cracked me up.
Yeah.
But, tell me about the charity event that you entered. What was the criteria that tied you for first?
Well, you go in and you submit your idea, your plan, and ours was just very, very generic. We just took pictures of conversations that we've had with children in the community and the things that they look forward to, and then the things that they believe they're supposed to have. And so many of them believe they're supposed to have these material, inanimate objects, mm-hmm. and they don't want that. They like, the sneakers, but they're being taught that they're supposed right. to like the sneakers. They want butterflies mm-hmm. and magnifying glasses. They want to go horseback riding and those type of things. So we took those words and we captured the images out of magazines, and we just put them on poster board, and then God did the rest. We just went in. We spoke about Petra, which is a book that I've written, and we spoke about the importance of teaching children that there's something different, and they're following our examples. So if they're following our examples and they're acting the way that they're acting, what example are we giving them, right. really? So there was a speaking piece. They had dinner, and people, in order to vote on the person or the group that you selected, there was we'll call it a love donation of like $10. And so they drew up the votes, and myself and another group tied for first place.
And how are you going to select the 20 children that get to participate?
Well, I've gone randomly to different schools and I've solicited some people people have solicited me. We're still in need of 5 people. I thought it was going to be just a really easy process, but we have a lot of situations where parents can't pick their children up or they can't get to them on time. But there are requirements. The requirements are that they behave themselves, they're mannered, and that they understand that this is not a service to fix everything that's going on with the child, but to just create another avenue to tap into their adventure, you know, because they're bored.
Right.
And that's why a lot of them do the things that they do. So we're seeing that we thought what was going to be easy as far as the selection process, it hasn't been really. So we are in need of 5 more children.
Well, and who is helping you with this as far as planning the events and chaperoning and things
Well,
of that nature?
I have a younger, wonderful woman. Her name is Diana Labella, and she's on Facebook, and she's doing the meals. She volunteered to do the meals. And then the rest are people who are connected to Sisters in the Circle who are volunteering their time. So they'll be helping with getting the children on the bus, getting them to the actual event, getting them home. Well, not getting them home because the parents
Right.
have to pick them up from the home. But we have some people from West End Neighborhood House who've been volunteering their time. My children who have been volunteering. So, you know, it's just a whole bunch of love that's coming our way. And strangers, you know, people that we don't even know who hear about the program and are like, hey, we want to be a part of it. So I call it the love train is starting to pick up, starting to pick up speed.
So what other events do you have other than the horseback riding, and when are the events starting? Because it's kind of cold outside now.
Yes, so because we were supposed to have stuff going, and because I believe the next star is like in April, March or April. We won't be ready for that, but we will be able to go in with notes about what's about to happen. So we're going to be going to Carousel Farm, and then there's a farm in New Jersey that my sister has connected us with that we're going to be taking them so that they could pick apples and just get the whole, you know, the whole feel of getting your hands dirty and seeing how food is made or grown from the ground instead of just going to the grocery store with mom and picking it up. Now you see what the source is. And that's going to lead into something else, I know it is. Because we have composting ideas, but one step at a time.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. And then we're going to take them to the beach. Because, you know, the beach is such a healing experience. And it's fun.
It's fun.
And a lot of them, when we ask these questions of them, they're like, no, we've never been to the beach. So it's almost like a person from Hawaii never experiencing snow.
And it's, you know, the beach specifically, there's one thing to see it on television, it's quite another thing to see it in person.
Exactly.